Otherwise, ukrent.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Chilling,
You're
yeah.
tired, dog. Huh?
Yeah, very tired.
From what?
Recording, shows, interviews, yeah.
You know, it's interesting because I had to find time to take off work, and I had to create the time because everything is like a conveyor belt. So, you know, I'm on radio every day of the week, and then I'm gigging every day of the weekend. So I was supposed to say, listen, so I had to create like a gap where I'm like, this weekend I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna look at some trees, look at some animals, you know, dip in the pool.
Yeah.
I think it's important because then, because I know that feeling of being tired where, like, even getting out of bed is like, oh my God.
Yeah, and now more khathele ayikho into eyenza kahle going forward because you're just tired. Yes, then everything becomes annoying.
Exactly, and people then think, this guy's this guy's that.
But I think for the first time I'll try and take time out and see how that goes. Yeah.
But now, I remember when I started in the industry, it was always about like, you can never have time off because for every time that you're away, there's someone out there making $1 million. You know that theory? Every time mawulele ne khona umuntu wenza imali. Wena mawulele. Somebody's making money.
It's not that because of that. But I think it's really important. I've never done it before, but I think the more I grow, the more I do this, I realize that I need it actually because I'm becoming more busier than before. So now it's really hectic. It's not like before. So I think I need it.
The thing as well is,
Need it.
I love how you say we grow into things because a lot of what we've experienced in what we do, although it's different, but also a lot of similarities, is some of the stuff you learn like Mose mean.
Yeah.
There are things that you are not told before you get into the game, like value time more than ever because half the time when you're on stage, it's not really your time. When I'm on air or when I'm at gigs or whatever, it's not entirely my time. Someone is paying me for that, and therefore you're not really in control. So I enjoy those moments where, like, I'm not taking any calls, I'm not reading no emails, I'm not talking to anyone except, you know, family and whatever, because I think it's cool to keep it fresh, you know, and not feel like, hey, this thing is too much now, I'm getting tired, I don't want to do this, I need a break, and then you just become the guy. But where did it all start with you? Because, I mean, if you weren't doing this, that is making you so tired, for example, what would you be doing?
What would I be doing? I have no idea. I don't want to lie to you. Because I've been doing this all my life. I'll still be doing it. Maybe obviously it'll be on a smaller scale or smaller platform. But I'll still be doing this for real because that's the only thing that I know how to do. Actually, I don't think I was going to.
You know, every time I get asked that question, I'm like, hey, I'd probably be dead, but I do know growing up at some point, because you know how it is, like, you have to have a career path. I think at some point I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, yeah?
And purely because I was pretty good with that stuff, drawing, when I'm designing things, whatever. I enjoy drawing houses and whatever. You know, house plans, floor plans, whatever. So I was like, I think
this is what
architect.
I want to do.
But also, when you talk about doing something all your life, I feel like for a long time in my life, this is where I knew I wanted to be. But there's that fear of like, hey, but what if it doesn't work out? Because you know how it is. There are so many people who are talented. Why you? Like, why? What makes you think you're going to be better than the guys who are in the game now? What actually makes you think that one day you're going to be alongside the Glenn Lewis's and the DJ Freshes and the Fat Joes? For me, that was always the thing. Like, I was like, okay, if this thing doesn't work out, maybe I need to have something to fall back on. But now I'm thinking, if it didn't work out, I'd probably be dead because I wouldn't want to fall back on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, for me, I've never looked at it like that because now it's like, what is making it? Is it becoming more famous? Because there's people that are making music that have jobs, abanye. You know what I mean? They just go sing on weekends, wherever. I've know guys that I used to make music with way back. They're still performing. It's just that they are not that known like me, but it's still the same thing. It's okay. I perform over Nixasa, I'll get there, watch, and they performing there. There's like 10 people or whatever, but they still doing it.
Sure, because they love it, and they love it for the craft, for the art. And I get those scenarios because I've interviewed cats who, you know, had 9-to-5s still, but they've got the single they're pushing, they've got the video, and the 9-to-5 is funding the career. And in a way, I commend that because Untanga is also being practical.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that you get those politics of the stomach where, hey, I don't want to go a weekend without a gig and not even have a bit of money in my account from the salary that I earn.
Yeah.
I mean, those are real things, I'm told.
Yeah, but I think that's another thing in King cool, especially three generation. You know, they don't wanna do that. They don't wanna get jobs. You know, Vanya is making mixtapes, and from those mixtapes, like if you put on a mixtape, Sasa, something must happen. Type of thing. They're not really trying to get a job while they making their music and funding that hustle and whatnot, because for them it's not cool enough. Which is about security like during the day.
Exactly.
Then get this money, go record my song.
Yeah.
They wanna look like they made it from the minute they jump out of bed.
It doesn't work. I mean, how long did it take you, for example, you know, to crack it in the game? You know, what did you have to go through to get to where you are, where when you see Sjava anywhere, it means something? It took a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, it took a lot, but for me, it's crazy. I remember even the raps that I did on, there's a MTV Cypher. Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes I think it's a bit of everything. So it's a bit of luck, and then it's a bit of your ability.
Yeah, people always say, no, you create luck, you need luck. Because one thing that you must know is that I'm not the only one who's good at it. There's other people that are even way better. Or if you look at it in terms of as much as it's not about that. You know what I mean? I believe it's not really about who's the best. It's like niggas talking about, I want to be the best rapper. That time, we don't even have one person that we can say, this is the best rapper. Because there's no such a thing.
So you don't think we can have, like, you know, the greatest rapper of all time?
Nah, that's impossible.
Locally, internationally?
Never.
Why do you say that?
Who?
No, but, okay,
because all these people are not the same.
Yeah, no, that's true. But you got to look at, for example, pedigree, what they've done in the game, you know, records, hits, influence, impact, you know, how they brought something. So none of that stuff can ever make you...
that you can use to match and say, so
then how do we
this guy's the best
how do we measure then, Sjava? How do we say, okay, Sharp, in this time and era now, these are the people that are like top class in the game, the top of the game?
It's the ones that you know. It's the ones that you know. I know guys, that are amazing, but they never had lenhlanhla engibenayo mina.
Sure.
That's because since we're talking about luck, as much as people you create your own luck, you need inhlanhla. Don't fool yourself. You need luck. You're a thing inhlanhla for it. Because akusho njengoba silast corner we the best at, you know what I mean? Akusho njengoba ngisho ukuthi ukhethiwe nje inhlanhla uthi okay, so khetha lo mzimba uthi udlulise le story. That's why you need to respect it and never ever put it ekhanda lakho uthi ya rekho angitshele mina I'm the best, mina ngine-beat mina. You know what I mean? Because it's really not about that.
I always say, like, you gotta kind of do things that bring you into a certain position where when an opportunity comes, you're ready. So, you know, and I think that's how the luck thing works. So you could meet someone now that could change your life or change your career or help you take your game to the next level. But if you're not ready for that moment because you're not doing the work, then that luck will never bear fruit for you. You'll never be in a position where you can move from point A to B because you're never prepared for the next thing.
Eish.
Young Tol.
Yeah, ngiyingozi misovela unganakile or like blowing up from your first song. Yeah, but it's just makwenzeka ngiyajabula.
Sure.
But at the same time, ngiyamzwela intwana ukuthi
Sure.
Intwana made it at a very young age. Engabizokwazi ngibeze bathi asoba abadala abangaka, but still somehow we take knocks. And so imagine ke intwana encane
taking the same knocks,
inenkinga elingana nomuntu ona 35.
Yeah. But now when you talk about all of those things, I mean, not everything is rosy in the game.
Yeah.
And maybe in the music space it works differently in the radio space. And also maybe there are similarities where things are cutthroat. Today, uwe. Sasa kunenye intwana enza amasimba more than wena or ifikile nje ngento yakhe nje uyabona. So you get those similarities as well. But what are some of those things that you feel you're going through now that as an adult you can handle better than if you were younger?
Even that, what you just mentioned now, because for me now, lending yenza it's not for being hard. You know what I mean? I'm not. Giyakuzenzakalele kona. But it's not my plan, it's not my thing, it's not something that I cherish, which I'm a hot guy, because now there'll always be another hot guy. You understand? That's why most of the times, especially in Tuan, because it's very competitive, which okay, last week I was the one, now there's a new kid who's the one. You understand? If in somehow that thing is on effect are cool. You know what I mean? I remember when I came out, there's a lot of situations whereby there'll be other songs that come out and people will be like to me, yo, singing in fun.
Really?
Yeah.
So they'll be like, this kid is going to show you flames?
Yeah.
What?
So my question is, how?
Sure.
Because I have my music out, he got his music out. His
Yeah.
music out is getting too much attention because it's new.
Yeah.
It's like a new product, drink.
Yeah.
Have you tested dope yomusha?
Sure.
And njengoba manje wonke umuntu egijimela bo behavior, nini kwakune black from kwakune crown from crown, where's ama savannah from savannah, where's ama storm from ama storm, where's ama spin na. Understand? But there's still people abaziphuzela black. And black akazi ishintsha design. Njengobona le coke akazi ishintsha design. Noma ngafika ibhodlela elisha elihle kanjani. Bazoyimela la. Ask yourself why is that?
Yeah, because it's staying true.
Yeah, and then there'll be people saying, oh, this new product is going to put Coke out of business, man. Oh my God. But then Coke now can't say, ish, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
We need to change the logo.
Yeah.
You understand? Because wonke umuntu udlala irole yakhe, wonke umuntu udlala ipart yakhe.
Sure.
We're going to appreciate the new guy who's doing great things. You understand? Kuzovela omunye futhi naso appreciate. That's why I like catching this thing, spending time with my OGs. Because they look at this in a very different way.
I'm sure they do. And they've been in the game. They've seen all types of setups. Some of them have been in the game before democracy. Young Don.
Yeah, look at Quest. I don't think Quest is worried about me. You know what I mean? If I'm winning an award I don't think he's worried about Nesty. He's just doing his thing. You get there on stage as Performelo, Quest, sharp. Kube nelife yakhe, yo features wakala ntwana cool. As for a verse, he's not because he's been in the game for a long time. He's not worried about swag. He's not worried about playing. He's not worried about.
And it's interesting you mentioned him because
you know what I mean?
He may have started young, but he didn't blow up when he was young.
Yeah.
And he almost had to come back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try again, and the second time around he knew more. And he was a lot maturer, so he could move better. Yeah. The machine knew now, the angles, the moves.
Yeah.
So there is some substance to what you're saying about maturity, and I agree. I mean, I started when I was young in radio, but I feel like it helped me because it gave me more time to build myself to the level where I'm at. But the beauty about my game is that age is just a number. There's no, early starter, late starter.
It's more about the mileage. Yeah, but more on your mileage. If you've been in the game, if you've been on radio for a while, it comes with a lot of trust. People trust you. They know that you are credible. They know that you can do the job. So I look at it. I mean, I think I was 21 when I started at Y. And
21.
Nigga, I hadn't ever earned a salary anywhere until I started working at YFM. And you must understand, from zero to a couple of grand, and then you're gigging, and then you're emceeing, and then you've got radio shows, and you're earning money and whatever. You know, even at that age, that stuff can confuse you.
True. I remember when at 21st year, that's when I got zone 14.
You see?
I remember I did my 21st in my zone 14. It was like crazy. And then I'm so glad all of that happened, because there's so much that I learned. I learned from that period where, okay, zone 14 I paid, and then it got to a point where, okay, now I'm not doing shit. So I decided, no, let me go back to my music, because and
you're just damn good at it. I mean,
yeah, so I'm glad that it happened, because if if you only got your first gig now, it'll be a different story. You'll be out there in Taboo, popping. Dog, you can't compete with Sjava.
Yeah, you know, that song changed the game in a way. And not just for Amapiano, but I think what it did was it reminded us of, you know, the texture of popular music and the texture of...
Amapiano is popping. Scorpion Kings is popping.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with you. It's not about what you are not doing or what you're doing.
Yeah, it's out there and it's popping.
Yeah, it's the same way you're popping and someone else, you know, who's in the same space, can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
They can't change that. It's a force. But now one of the other things that comes to mind is how you then pace yourself, because with pacing yourself, I would imagine you need to set some sort of goals. Is it about goal setting? Is it about targets? Is it about chasing something? You understand? Like,
yeah.
Because I used to struggle with goals primarily because of the way the industry works, that sometimes you're not in control of where you go. So I've never been in control of which shows I get to do on the radio.
Yeah.
Someone in management has always said, "Eh baba, uzongena la manje. Eh baba, siyasusa la sifaka la." Yangithola. So I may have said, no, when I'm this age, I want to be doing this show on that station, but I've never been in control. But is there room for some degree of goal setting where we're like, okay, cool, let's set goals, let's have timelines, especially in a game where things just happen like out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, I think that one is tricky, because as abaculi, as artists, umculo wethu awufani, and the content is not the same. There are artists that really need to do something about the change omculo. You understand? Okay, njoba sekukhona amapiano manje, since I make this type of music, I need to find a way to get involved
to link.
No,
pretty much like what Something Soweto is doing. Like you understand, Abonogwazi as well. Tell me out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Funny enough, in the studio, amaphorisa.
Yeah.
No Lokhuza, no. Something Soweto. Cabs are the small. Because the project ends.
That's dope.
But for me, it was a different thing for me. On my policy project, but I'm going to record a song for that. It's a campaign for a brand. So I find them there working. So I'm sitting there watching like, something is killing it. Something Soweto. On that, my piano tip. You know what I mean? But I was like, yeah, I don't care now. And I'm sitting there, for me, it felt like, I was a woman, because now, this guy sounds nice in this thing.
Yeah.
Ubangiswelani ke man, ngoba yena uzitholele, he was there, or I don't know how it got to a point whereby he was on a song, amapiano, Maphorisa, but I know one thing about Maphorisa is very, umuntu ohlale namaqhinga yabo ukuthi uma sahlanganisa lokhu nalokhu, is very fascinated by trying out sounds and just putting things together and see what comes out. Is that type of a person. Understand? And for me, I had to respect that and be like, you know what? Let me just stick to my... and let something kill this thing, because we love it and it sounds amazing.
So you don't feel the need to jump on something purely because
yeah, because of the type of the music that I make.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's a wrong thing.
So you'd rather be true to your vibe than just hop because...
Yeah, because I'm not it's not, for me, my music is not really that commercial, but in terms of ebantwini, it's very commercial.
I was about to say, my guy, like,
ebantwini, it's very...
I remember being at Sun City and it was by the beach there.
Yeah.
And I think I heard 3 of your songs playing in the time that I was there. So I don't know how you see your music, dog.
No, I'm talking about like radio,
Sure.
TV, and
But your music is everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere.
But the people have it.
Yeah.
Those songs that I'm talking about, which they'll never play on radio, people have those songs.
Yeah,
Because you brought them into your world, so they get.
Yeah, so for me, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so now me jumping on this, what am I trying to achieve? Am I trying to be, siphi isizathu sami ngempela? Because me, when I make music, it's like a feature. I can't just be on a song because you said let's be on a song. You need to explain to me, okay, the reason why I'm ngifuna kule ngoma is because of 1, 2, and 3. It needs to make sense for me to be able to be on that song. Yabona nje MT Saudi, Ntwana Zam, but we don't have even 5 songs with each other. Because we can't just make songs because we're friends and we're in the studio.
Sure.
Hey, Rafi, again, MT.
There needs to be, for you, a clear reason.
Yeah, if I have Ubaba, if I have Saudi doing a verse on Ubaba, it's because Saudi, Ubaba wakhe wahambe semncane. Nami, so Baba wahambe emhlabeni ngisahlanganisa impilo yami. In your eyes, I never made it. So, MT usesekhona babakhe, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be on the song.
Yeah.
Okay, Saudi, so I'll tell your side of the story. Mina ngimdala ngibuye emakhaya, wena umncane ubuye elokishini. So these stories are from
and
two
it's
different
worlds and they connect.
Exactly.
And it's relatable stuff because,
Yeah.
and I love that because you know what it does, man. It's the realness of the music and the genuineness of the stories that are told. And when the songs are written, it comes from a real place.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes some genres lack the realness.
Yeah.
Where they talk about worlds that don't exist. They talk about experiences that no one can really relate to, but only a few. And that is the danger of sometimes, trying to create a world that doesn't exist. There are people who do it well, though, and it kind of works in their realm, but the realness for me, so in other words, if you want your music to talk to people, like even in my experiences, just what I've seen over the years, it's always those kinds of songs that have that connection with people, that real connection about.
And what people don't understand with that is that if I decide, okay, I can't be on a piano song, I can't do, because Ngomuntu Namo was very creative and I write a lot and I like experimenting on my sound. And I'm very versatile. Understand? I can't do those things that will make me pop and make so much money, because that music, it has so much money. Let's say dance and all of that. It has but it moves and changes njalo.
Yeah.
For it told me,
evolving.
it comes at that day. They told me that every week they release on my piano.
It's crazy, dude.
It's not good to keep Scorpion King and wait for 2 years and be like, yeah, you see now,
There's a kid who now is busy erumini and exasa ingoma yakhe izabe igcwele yonke indawo.
Do you understand?
And that kid is all over the country.
And it's gonna gigs and that.
That kid is everywhere.
Yeah, that's why even DJs, I don't think there's anyone who kicks more than the DJs. We guys kick a lot because Njalo's here. But
Sjava, unama-gig ayi-20,000.
nah, there's no way, bro. You better got more gigs.
Angazukalelani baba. When I'm out-charger, uyacharger baba.
Yeah, but I'm not out njalo performing, you know what I mean? So kunezinto kumele uthi okay sharp, na indlela eyikhethayo, yebo ayinayo imali engaka, yebo I won't be this busy, but it's fine. I choose to stay here and play my role. You understand? Because it moves too quick.
So you feel that pace is unreal, like that pace of having to drop a single almost every week.
It design corner. We can't say interpret. All I'm saying is that it just moves too quick.
Yeah, but now think about it, because if it's at that level, I mean, one has to wonder: does it ever run the risk of crashing at some point? Where it's like, when you run too fast and you end up tripping and falling. Is it not? Because I worry about, and I picked it up as well, because I play that stuff as well when I have to, because it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Phela gcina sekufike ekutheni manje wenzelani umculo.
Yeah.
Because now wenzela ukujaha this pace or wenzela ukuthi okay. Like I said, as an artist, that's fine. So, for example, Ubabu Kefas Menya Benza 8 and was performing at the Market Theatre. 8 years old, performing the same songs.
From way back when?
He's not worried about Sjava popping. You understand? And he can be on anything that he wants to be because he's a vocalist at the end of the day. He can get him a piano beat and kill it and then do something about it. She chose who to came in and was la. Yes, Bafana and Juani Basha, you probably make more money than me. You probably, you know what I mean? But me, na, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which
Sure.
if I was on my own, I'd definitely take breaks. But I'm still doing my time. I'm soon Puma. I understand I'm learning.
Utuzenzani?
Puma.
Uzophuma kuphi?
From Sun City. Puma ejele.
Edanyani, ngaphakathi boy.
Puma ejele. So kwamanje.
Yeah, usashizila kancane. Yeah.
Learn. I understand, ngifunde,
Sure.
ngibone. Mangiphuma nami ngiyawazi okay, I know. Phumile ejele now,
Yeah,
okay.
so ucinile manje.
What do I do? Am
Yeah.
I ready
Sure.
to be able to ngazimela or do I still go look for maybe any company that I believe ukuthi mhlambe ingafeza idingo zami?
Sure.
You understand? Because there's nothing wrong with that because it's very dangerous for people to gijimela ukuba independent but only to find ukuthi awunaso leso skill. So
Because it's something else, managing a career and actually being the talent.
yeah, it's two completely
Two very different things. Yeah.
There's people that are blessed that have both, whereby uyakwazi ukuba artist and uyakwazi futhi unawo umqondo webusiness in terms of the music industry, ukuyiphatha.
Yeah.
You understand? And even if awunayo, it doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean clumsy. It doesn't mean awukho serious. You just don't have it. So it's very important ukuthi uzazi ukuthi okay, yini engikude ngayo. Can I really be independent and run my own career? If not, okay, ibapha abantu engasebenzisana nabo. But obviously, the beauty about it is that it can never be the same mistake that I made.
Sure. And that's where the learning comes in, right? Because if you keep making the same, and it happens because we are human, and we're also creatures of habit, and sometimes we have a habit of making the same mistakes. So the key thing about learning is to avoid the mistakes, to know which amapotolala, to know which mangchigala, so you're wrong term.
Yeah.
And I love it because you know what?
Yeah.
Sjava, there's nothing wrong if I say all I want to do is just play and be a player on the field until I can't play no more. And make as much money as I can from being a player and be an MVP and not have to be the guy that runs the club, the guy that coaches, the guy that runs the league. It's okay. Because some of us are just, we have so much to offer as talent that is your true calling and it's okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes people are quick to want to assume management roles when it comes to careers and they don't have, what it takes from within to, and then what happens, they sign other people. And then they potentially ruin their careers as well because they can't even get their own in order. So it's a double-edged sword, but at some point,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
or if I pull me, obviously you're at a different place.
Yeah.
You was renegotiate.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, since this party paid, because now, Tinas we makaya, so we don't negotiate our way to kamba nenhlonipho phakathi, kuhamba nokuzehlisa phakathi.
And there's a big other huge problem with that. Because how do you, with humility, Sjava, negotiate to get paid more or to have a better deal, or you don't want a certain clause to be included?
Yeah.
And that is a deal breaker for you. But how do you, with humility, do that? It's a tough one because humility and tough negotiation as hlangan, boy.
Because now mangifika lapha ngithi office indayilani so namhlanje.
Yeah.
Because I've achieved 1, 2, 3, 4. Kuzohamba kanje.
Yeah.
It's hard for me because like how Ngabi, but we're the ones that help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always be that thing.
You are because of us, so.
Yeah, umlungu wami, you understand? Noma ngasasebenzi company but umlungu wami.
At the end of the day.
As food especially as black people, leyo nto esicindezele kakhulu ingami liyakwazi ukuthi Mo listen njoba kanje I'm sorry good nokuthi hayi ngiyabonga asihlukane manje mina kumele ngicabange indlela ukuthi ngizomtshela kanjani
khona umuntu ofile or something is wrong or you are permanently whatever. Yeah. And I would imagine that from a label point of view, it's an interesting experience as well, because the balance between the humility and actually knowing where you stand.
Silas khona nje because of ukulunga.
Do you think you're too soft? When you look at where, because you're a signed artist,
yeah,
and you know you're doing work with a label, do you think they get more of their way than you getting your way?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
It's a bad thing.
In your experiences, has it worked for you?
It's a bad thing. They get that way. They most definitely get that way, and it's because of what I just said now. It's kunzima ukuvela ushintshe. That's another thing that people don't understand. And me, ukuzehlisa kwami doesn't mean I'm soft, and it doesn't mean I don't know my worth. Ukuzehlisa kwami. The reason why ngizehlisa because into ekimi. But all the time angikhuluma nomuntu ngizozehlisa.
Yeah.
Then akhuphuka.
Because that's how you're raised, and that's
how I'm
frame
raised.
of
Yeah,
reference,
but it's hard. It's even going to a show. Nokufika eshowini uthola ukuthi there's no bag for the band. What is it called? Back end or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah, ayikho. Naba abantu lapha crowding. They see you, ufika.
Yeah, and they're screaming for you.
And they're talking, yeah. Asakhona kuSjava manje, bona.
Yeah, Sjava no.
Yeah, mawudlula lapha, Sjava mfowethu.
Sure. Smelo wena dog.
There's a guy who called me his mother in Mpumalanga last week. It's like, you are my mother.
That is crazy.
And all this nigga, ubaba omdala wathi wena umake wami, crying. How do I say, yeah, they don't have a guitar amp, I'm not performing here anymore.
Yeah. And that is something that will make you a better performing artist when things are up to scratch on stage. When guys have the right equipment, because if they don't, then you can't be the best Sjava for the people that say you are their mothers. But that guy he'll never understand that.
Yeah, and ngokwe contract, which is business, uyangivumela umthetho uthi okay, ayikho into engicelile ngiyahamba.
Yeah. Because it's not part of, if your rider is not up to scratch.
So now you have two artists, artist elingakhulanga kanjalo elizothi yo 1 2 3 4 4 or they don't have this, bye, we don't have time for this, nje yothi sifuna ukuthi nokuthi and that thing ayikho la. We don't have time for this shit. We out. Bahambe. And even the public makes them look like they're arrogant. The public makes it look like abahloniphi. But then now, I remember nje bengise showing in Mpumalanga, they downloaded songs. Me the next to the stage, which cause iband ngekwazi ukudlala. Whereby ingoma Niger.com.
It's got tags.
Yeah. Do you understand?
That is insane.
So yeah.
And that compromises you as an artist. Because you don't want a Niger.com tag on your song.
Okay, what if nomuntu obukele ongazi ukuthi kwenzakaleni before we got to this Niger.com?
They're going to think
before we got to this work. What if there's a guy who's from wherever who's okay, I hear you guys always talking about this Sjava. Let's go see him since you said he's going to be performing tonight.
Sure.
So this person is seeing you for the first time. And they said, yo, trust me, that guy is fire.
He's my mother, that guy.
Yeah, say I feel like who's seeing you for the first time, or maybe wanted to invest, or wanted to go into business with you as an artist for whatever reasons, and then abone leyo nto leyo. So sekumele manje mina ngicompromise again. This thing engiyenzayo, business wise.
Yeah.
So that's why now I need to think, okay, why am I doing this thing? So I'm doing this thing because I love these people and ngiyabakhuthaza and they believe in what I do. Sekumele ngenzeni manje ngicule.
Regardless of the situation. I think that's big of you because I've had instances as a DJ. I mean, I don't even have a band like you. where I get there and CDJ one, yabona ukuthi le yaphetha le.
Yeah.
Lenye le yabona ukuthi
And then nigga saying ukuthi Mo is here. Ke ngangitshela DJ beninaye last week. Nayo ke nje.
The guy before you who sometimes is a resident DJ or well-known DJ even says le button le ayifani. And now you think to yourself, oh, I've been paid 20,000, 30,000, whatever the fee is.
Back to 20 years later,
and now I'm going to be transported back to my childhood as a DJ because. And kona le ntwana lezi ezimala, yabona lezi, abo DJ ke, bafuna ukubona ukuthi inhle le. Vele uye ngiyambona, awuthi simuzwe ukuthi wenzani.
They understand, that's what they want. So now, when that happens to you at that time, in your mind, you expect it to be like that forever, which is impossible. You understand? So now, you need to understand that somewhere, somehow, as iskhathi sihamba, you will be appreciated, but they won't scream as much, you won't get bookings as much, you won't be on the spotlight as much as you were before.
So how do you keep it fresh? How do you make sure that...
Numbers. You see, when they say numbers don't lie, niggas take that concept way too far. You understand? They take it way too far because now it's like, I can release a good song today, and then someone releases a new song, and it gets more views than me because and there's some hype around it.
Yeah.
And then that person now be like, I mean, nangishaya 1 million views in 2 days. Sjava akazayenza lonto. Hey, this guy is right.
And it gets to you.
It gets to you. You understand? We don't look why it became that or whatnot.
Circumstances.
Go to our
timing.
Go to our video on YouTube. They want like 100K views because the internet was not as active as it is, man. I have more views than Prahu, dog.
Yeah, legit, yeah.
But now if I'm going to use that to think in my head, I'm way better or I'm more popular than Prahu, then it's going to be a problem for me. Leo masayenzeka komunye umuntu sengiyilo ona less views because last week I had more views than Law and I saw myself as better.
Yeah. And it's always that thing. Some people chase the numbers and they chase to be the first and to be number one on iTunes and to be some things that don't really have significance in the broader scheme of things. But they also sell that stuff well. They sell it well. The fact that they got 2 million views in 2 days to the public, and we, start believing that that is actually the standard. That is the benchmark.
Yeah.
If you're a hit artist and you release. If you ain't clocking 2 million in 2 days, you ain't released shit. You know what I mean? So they sell it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to Maya. Maya, because I hang a lot with Maya so much.
Sure.
I was even talking to her about that. I'm like, you see, she dropped John Cena. It went viral. Worldwide. But now, for its own reason, it's dope. It sounds nice. The concept, gonka, the moves. Cool, proper, nice one. This clean. Her releasing her next song, for example, she must never have that John Cena part in engqondweni yakhe.
Yeah.
Lokho seceleni.
It's gonna kill her.
Naku la.
Yeah.
Learn keep her now.
Sure.
Izinto ezingahlangene.
Sure.
And if lokho kulandelayo akwenzi what this did, it doesn't mean le iyabheda.
Sure. It's a different baby. It's a different animal.
It's a different baby.
It's a different creation. It's a different piece of art. It's,
But now, my artist afuna, better. Even Drake, dropping ingoma is great that much.
Yeah.
But now, about Drake, ingoma nengoma ephuma kunesizathu. Kuthi okay, le eyaloku, le eyaloku.
Yeah.
Le billboard, le is for the streets.
Yeah.
You understand? Less for this, less for that. So it's very important to note in uyenzelani. You understand? Because now, if ungikhipha ingoma, okay, ngikwenze nje example elula na. Look, ngikwenze example ngoBhutundo Duze. Makhathini. He's a jazz artist. Amashow akhe ahlale sold out. He's not on TV. He's not on radio.
But his people know him and they know where to find him and then know where to find the music.
And then I got to this stadium.
And that is invaluable.
And then I got to this stadium. You won't fill up FNP who put me to. And that's not even part of his plans.
And that's okay with him.
And it's okay. It's okay. Ngizobe market theater. Ilayisha abantu about 500 or about 1,000.
That is good enough for me.
But because of how a business is, yili business elenza corrupt ingqondo zethu.
Yeah.
So once you understand that, that's why I'm saying mina personally ngimele ngakwazi ukuthi ngeke ngikwazi ukuya laphayana because I'm not feeling well maybe or nginesizathu esithize eswenza ukuthi ngabe ngingakwazi ukuya laphayana. Then ngizokwazi ukwenza uthangisa. But now business it's about how many numbers.
What have we made today? Are we full for the next 6 months? Yeah, real things.
You understand?
It's crazy.
And just hype shit up. You understand it, but you must look as a guy that's popping.
Yeah.
Not as a guy that's popping.
Because it's, and I guess it speaks to also, something I mentioned about what we chase, and ultimately what we chase is to be that which makes us happy. And I'm at a point where I feel like if it doesn't make me happy, I don't want to do it. Let's kill the summer, dog. Right. Let's kill it.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Nice one, Sjava. As pools together. We need this cool. Yeah.